Hey there, gang. It's been a minute, but I am back with another unboxing video. This one is going to be slightly different than the ones that you are used to, so hopefully that will provide a little extra spin of interest for you. But hey, if you like comic books, stick around. We're going to have some fun. Hey there, Bubby. Welcome to Shanghai. My name is Duke, and this is an unboxing video. And yeah, like I noted, it's been a while. It's been about a week or so. I've been having some problems with my internet connection. DSL line has been kind of in and out, and even when it's working optimally, my upload speed is about 3/4 meg. So one of these videos that runs to about a half hour, it can take 5, 6, 7 hours to upload. And lately, I have, because I set it at night to start the upload, and I get up in the morning lately and I get this error that says, oops, had a problem, try again. So I don't know, hopefully this will work. I think I'm going to record a bunch of videos and then take them to work and upload them there. So hopefully we'll be back on a regular schedule. As I noted, this is a little bit of a different unboxing, in that usually I tell you that I've got no idea what is in the box I'm about to break into. I've been given a box of comic books to grade for sale on eBay. The seller name is DotCom Comics. And like I said, I have no idea what is actually in that box until I break into it. I wait to do that until you're here beside me to kind of have some fun looking at some old comic books kind of over my shoulder. But the last time I was in the office, we were temporarily out of what we call raw singles. And so I had to kind of make some work for myself, which was not as hard as you might think. You saw a recent video, or you may have, if you haven't, go look for it, in which I went through some things that had been on eBay and either didn't draw a bid or else were never paid for. And I broke out some things in there that had initially been lots that maybe I thought now could sell as singles. I've also gone through some of the boxes that we have in our inventory, and if you've seen any of the videos that I have filmed at the warehouse, you've seen we've got hundreds and hundreds of boxes that have been set aside for sale as multi-book lots. I've gone through some of those, and I've picked out a few things that I think could actually now sell as a raw single. And so that's what we have here today. And so your job in this video is really going to be to sort of judge each of these books we're going to look at, whether I have chosen wisely or not. So what makes a wise choice is something that can sell as a single. And the delineation is whether or not we think the book will sell for at least $10. And the reason for that cutoff is that much less than that, and we end up actually losing money on the sale. So if we think a book is going to draw at least $10, we'll sell it as what we call a raw single. And keep in mind, some of those were collections that came in and they were sorted to be sold as multi-book lots, meaning there's no book we think will sell for at least $10. So we'll group a bunch of books together to get a $10 sale. And they've been sitting there for 6 months, 9 months, a year, however long it takes us to get to that particular box. New collections coming in all the time. But the market has changed in the last year and a half. So, okay, I guess that's the explanation. Let's start pulling out some books here. And again, the thing for you to keep in mind is, do you think this book would sell for at least $10? Well, this one clearly would. And, Moon Knight #1, that goes, in very fine or better. That's a $30, $40, sometimes a $50 book. Why was that in the box for multi-book lots? Well, probably because it's been there a while. And, before the movie news started to break, Moon Knight was maybe a $10 book, $12 at best. So that's definitely a book we can sell as a single now. Punisher #1. This is the ongoing series, and that's also a 1. This book, you see me say in other videos, I get sick of looking at this book because we get so many of them. But that's still a $20 book. There we go. So Wolverine #1, that's a no-brainer. So I don't know why, even an older book, it's pretty decent. A lot of times this back part, you'll see, fingerprints in it and messed up, but This looks in pretty good condition, so that probably always should have been as a single. Sometimes things just, get overlooked and missed when you're processing, hundreds and hundreds of books at a time in a collection you've purchased. This is the first appearance of the Monica Rambeau, Captain Marvel. And again, this is another one that is influenced by movie news. And actually, even after it was announced that she would be appearing in the movies and in the Disney Plus shows, it wasn't until WandaVision actually started to run, that a lot of her books took off. So this has taken off recently, but as little as a year ago, that was maybe a $5 book. Dark Knight Returns, we'll have to take a look and see which printing that is, but that's another one that's kind of a no-brainer. Probably always should have been set aside for singles. And now we're looking at some stuff I pulled out of the box. This Giant Superman Annual number 7, definitely should sell for at least $10. New Gods number 6. This one, it's a little bit of a lower grade, and it's missing some pieces here in the front cover, but I feel like any Bronze Age book, a 15th center, should be worth selling as a single if it's in at least fine condition. And even with this, with this chunk out, it's probably a 5. That's this piece, this corner isn't out, it's just folded back. But the rest of it's kind of clean, so I figure I'll take a chance on that. Any Silver Age book in, at least a 4.0, very good, I think is worth selling as a single, and this one's pretty nice shape. I wouldn't mind having that myself, so definitely. Here we are again with a Bronze Age. This one's a little bit lower grade, and it's browning, but I thought, that might go for at least $10. Defenders number 4, the first official appearance of Valkyrie. She appeared earlier in Avengers, I'm going to forget the issue, number 77, maybe? But it was the Enchantress disguised as her, so this is the first actual her. And, you've got some spine ticks here, so maybe that's why it ended up in the single box. In the multi-book box. But I'm thinking that'll go for at least $10 now. Star Trek number 1, the Marvel one. Really, any X-Men book below issue 200 in very good or better. And I say below 200, the original X-Men / Uncanny X-Men series. Anything under 200 in very good or better should really be a single. X Factor number 5, first appearance of Apocalypse, although as a cameo. Here's an older X-Men. It's got a price sticker on it, a 10-cent price sticker. That's not on the bag, that's on the actual book. Might be why it was put in a multi-book box. But this is also something that's a little lower grade, but I think, these days will do well. This one, 95, decent shape. It's got some issues, but that probably always should have been a single as well. That's only the, third appearance of the new X-Men. It's also, I think, the one where, I've laughed about this in previous videos, it's the one where an X-Men dies. Which one? Well, who on this cover is not in the logo corner box here? Thunderbird? Pretty good bet he's the one who buys it. X-Men number 20, that's low grade, but again, it's number 20. It's a little thin though, so I'm gonna have to check to see if it's incomplete. And this is probably a good time for a disclaimer. Some of these books in here, as I get to grading them, wow, look at this. It's a pop-up book. As I get them out of the bags and get to looking at them, I could end up pulling some of these from the single stream, putting them back into the multi-book lot stream. There's 121 of X-Men. Here's 25, 55, 54. So what do you think so far? Is this looking like stuff that should be singles? You think everything there will sell for at least $10? Let me know in the comments below. Please do like, share, subscribe, comment, do all those things. If I haven't done the bag already, there it is for you. X-Men 52. There's 51 with a nice Steranko cover. 49. This one's, oh, kind of browned up. I don't know if that's just soiling or if there's any actual mold there. That one could get pulled out just because it's so rough. It's number 47. 46. The sense-shattering Cyclops. 45. Even Magneto got the logo placement. 43. 41. 39. 38. So I feel like all of these really should have always been singles, but they will definitely do that much better now, the way the books have been selling over the last year. Here's 103 with Juggernaut, and I forget this guy's name. Blackjack Shellac is what I always call him, but that's from a Bugs Bunny cartoon. 105. Are there 2 books in there? There's 106. 107, the Imperial Guard. 40 with Frankenstein's monster. The Wolverine miniseries, number 2. There's another number 1 of the ongoing series. Here's a number 1. A number 4. And these always should have been singles, but maybe they got put into the multi-book lot to try them as a set to see how they would do. I'm not sure. But sometimes if this original Wolverine miniseries, if it's a lower grade, I will put it in a set rather than sell them as singles. And most miniseries you do want to sell as a set, but that's sort of an exception to the rule. Here's your first Jubilee. There's 111. I've told you that as a kid, that was my first X-Men comic book. 112. These are really nice shape. 113. 114. And I started reading at 111, and here we are at 114 just a few issues later, and everybody was dead, and I'm like, what? But I was maybe, I don't know, 7 or 8 at the time. Maybe 9, I'm not sure. So I wasn't quite hip to the idea that nobody dies. 108, 109, Vindicator. 10 versus Sabretooth. So you can see I had an X-Men box I was working with. Here's What If number 1. And that's in decent shape. That should be a single. Now here's just, we're going to have a bunch of these if I recall correctly. I pulled a bunch of these out. I think these, again, at one time we would have sold these only as a lot, but I think these can go as singles now. And these are all you can see here. These are in pretty good shape. I think these are going to do quite well. So we've got Werewolf by Night 25 and 26. Here's 24. 23. 22. 21. Did you ever do this with your own collection? Did you ever go 2 books to a bag? Kind of make them a little stiffer without a backing board. I've done that myself at various times. I don't think I have them any stored that way currently. There's number 20. Number 19 with Dracula. Number 18. Number 17. 16 with the Hunchback of Notre Dame. No more Notre Dame. I haven't seen any. There's another Dracula. I haven't seen any news on that lately. I wonder how the reconstruction is going. There's 14, just one book in there. Now we've got some Thors. And as we get into the 20 and 25 centers, I think the default is that they need to be kind of high fine, 6.5 or better, to sell as a single in most cases. Maybe Thor is something you go a little lower on, depending on what it is. Nice Hercules cover. 221. Here's 222. 224, whoops, 223, 226 with Galactus looking all sad and forlorn and not nearly as tall as he would normally be. But some more Hercules and some swamp monsters. It's 228. Oops, they're just stuck together, these old bags. So there's 229 and 230, 231, 232, Fire Lord, Submariner, the Savage Submariner. They gave him pants, but they had to make a little cutout for his wings, which is funny. The wings are always stupid, though. How do underwater wings work? That never really made any sense to me. But I guess that's because I'm thinking of them as like feathered wings and not like, maybe they're supposed to be like fins of some kind and not actually wings. But anyway, I was never a big fan of this particular costume. But that Spidey cover should do well. Here's number 70. Number 71. 72, the slime thing. Not the man thing, but the slime thing. Surprised we never got, in the 70s, a giant-sized man thing versus slime thing. Here's Luke Cage Powerman, number 23. And then Marvel 2-in-1, number 2, Thing in Submariner. Number 3, Thing in Daredevil. Number 4 with Captain America. Number 5 with the Guardians. 6 with Doctor Strange. 7 with Valkyrie. And again, these are all in really nice shape. So now the Powerman 17. So as I recall, 17 is the first issue that was actually titled Powerman. Before this, it was Luke Cage, Hero for Hire. Or in the indicia, just Hero for Hire. And these are just Powerman. It's not, the official title isn't Luke Cage Powerman, it's just Powerman. Cottonmouth. Cottonmouth was in the TV show. I'm not sure if that's Cottonmouth's first appearance or not. Number 20. And Cottonmouth is kind of racist when you think about it, but maybe not. Powerman. So, yeah. He was a thing for a brief and shining moment. 21. 22. And when I say that, obviously, Luke Cage's Powerman was, but in the Silver Age, there was a different Powerman who was a villain. And he made a few appearances, but I guess they settled the score here on who gets to use the name. Marvel Team Up 19, Spider-Man and Kazar. And you may say, well, why? That's a weird way to do that. Lord of the Hidden Jungle kind of squeezed in there. That looks much better when it is full size, and that's kind of the logo from his own title. Kazar had his own title at this time. Here's Black Panther, number 20. 21 with Doctor Strange. Some bags stuck together here. 22, Hawkeye. See, Human Torch and Iceman. And in early issues of Marvel Team Up, it wasn't always Spider-Man. Sometimes it was a Human Torch team up. Brother Voodoo. That should do well. Brother Voodoo books have really taken off in the last, I don't know, year and a half. Marvel Team Up. 25 with Daredevil. Here's another Human Torch one. 26, Human Torch and Thor. Spider-Man and Hulk. Hulk team-ups always do well. in Marvel Team Up. Hercules. And you can see they got the trademark symbol, which you can't really trademark Hercules. He's in the public domain. So they must be trademarking just the name as a comic book title, trademarking the logo. That's a pretty pretty common, nondescript, generic logo. So I don't know really what they thought they were accomplishing there. Next batch is another Human Torch Team Up. Human Torch and Iron Man, Spider-Man and Falcon, the Falcon. Son of Satan, actually Marvel Spotlight number 19, featuring Son of Satan. And number 20. So hey, if you like Bronze Age Marvels, this has been a good box for you. 18, 17, 16, number 15. What is this? It is number 14. Doctor Strange number 5. Are there 2 in there? Yes, 4. Nice Frank Bruner art. Number 3, with Dormammu. This asshole. Number 2. Basically, it's like a Defenders book. Well, yeah, see right there, Defenders. Iron Fist with Batroc the Leaper. It's a Marvel Premiere book, number 20. Number 19. Number 18. Number 17. That asshole. Number 16. And I think, I'll have to check, I think Iron Fist first appeared in Marvel Premiere 15, is that right? Yeah, because we go from 14 to 16. So I would say 15 at some point got carved out of here rather to be sold as a single or sent to CGC. Probably CGC because these books are in pretty nice shape. There's 14, Doctor Strange. So most of these books, I feel pretty confident are going to go for at least $10 on the eBay. You tell me what you think. But these next few, I'm a little more nervous about. This Man-Thing series doesn't sell super well, although these are pretty high-grade books. So there's 14. There's 13. There's 12. There's 11. Number 10. Number 9. Number 9. Number 9. Number 8. Number 7. And again, tell me you wouldn't want a Man-Thing versus Slime-Thing book. There's number 6. Number 5. Number 4. Number 3. Wow. Evel Knievel. I always wanted an Evel Knievel stunt cycle. If you ever see one on eBay, let me know. I want it. And there's number 2. So these last few, 2, 3, 4, 5, those should, I have more confidence in. Well, I told you Kazar had his own book, and there it is. And as you can see, that works much better at the full logo size, whereas it looked a little squeezed on that Marvel Team-Up cover. These are some weird old bags. See, with the giant ass flap. So anyway, there's Kazar number 7, number 6. And Kazar books, these will be a bit of a shot in the dark. I pulled them because they're in, apparently nice grade. Again, once I get them out of the bags and actually look at them, I might decide differently. but they look in pretty nice grade, and so I feel like they should bring at least $10. But Kazar is not all that popular. El Tigra. Number 2, little Shanna the She-Devil action. Another Evil Knievel. And Jungle Action. Now that'll definitely do well. A lot of interest in Black Panther. Unfortunately, most of it since the actor passed away, and I'm blanking on the name of the actor. who did a lot of really great things, but I have to admit I haven't seen anything he was ever in other than the Avengers movies and the Black Panther movie. I really need to make a point of watching some of his other work. Here's number 12 of Jungle Action. And you may be like, well, why in God's name did they just not put out a Black Panther title? Why did they have him starring in Jungle Action? Well, Jungle Action started out as a reprint series. Marvel did a lot of reprint series in the early 70s, reprinting their pre-hero stuff before the Marvel Universe, stuff from the 1950s. And during that time, Marvel was chasing genres. It would do jungle books and horror books and crime books and teen humor books and mystery books and, I mean, anything and everything you can think of. And it did a bunch of jungle books. And so Jungle Action started out reprinting a bunch of that. And I don't know, somewhere after 5 or 6 or 7 issues, the reprints went away. And they started putting new Black Panther stories in the book. And so they kept the title. And the reason they did that, these days with a direct sales system, you'd cancel the book and start with a new number 1. You would start with a new number 1 for almost any reason. But back then, you had this thing with the U.S. mailing permits, the U.S. Postal Service mailing permits, and you had to get a new permit every time you started a title. Because if the books were sold via subscription service through second-class mail, you needed that permit in order to qualify for the lower second-class mailing rate. And so companies, Marvel, DC, all of them, would do just about anything they could to avoid restarting at a new number 1 and having to, file a new permit. And so rather than, when it was clear that the reprints of old jungle stories wasn't really cutting it, rather than just canceling it and going with a new Black Panther title, they put Black Panther in the existing title, again, to save on the cost of that permit. And these days, it's not really a thing because, comic book subscriptions really aren't a thing anymore. But even if they were, I don't think they send them second class. There's number 12. Assuming second class is even a thing. I don't know. One thing that pisses me off? Okay, I'll tell you. What burns my ass? A little flame about that high. No. And you may know this if you have bought and sold comic books, but you can't use the media mail rate for comic books. Ostensibly because they have advertising in them, you can't use the rate the lower rate that's for books and things like that. And what pisses me off about it is, again, it doesn't qualify because it has advertising in it, but the ads in a book like this, they're 30 years old. So there should be some kind of a cutoff. Like if the book is, any newer than 5 years old, maybe it doesn't, qualify. But, most of the companies that are advertising these books aren't even in business anymore. Here's Iron Man 72, 71. So I really think that comic books should qualify for media mail, older ones. And it really annoys me that they don't. I have gone to the post office to ship, here's number 70, to ship comic books when I have bought and sold myself on eBay. And I've had them actually open it up and say, oh, this is comic books, it doesn't qualify for media mail. I've also had them say, well, do you have any written material, anything other than printed material in here? And I've been like, well, I wrote a short note, you know, thank you for your purchase, here are your books. And they're like, well, it doesn't qualify for media mail then. You've got written material in there, doesn't qualify for media mail, has to be all printed. And it's like, well, okay. Dick. 69, 68, 67. These are nice. These should do really well. 66 with Thor. Some Incredible Hulk, 184. 183. You think the next one's going to be 182? Or 181, you think? You think maybe? Nope. 177. With Warlock, who dies again. He's a character who dies and gets better all the time. 176. In Humans, 175. 174. 173, the Cobalt Man. Juggernaut, 172. Bet that does well. And the last book in this box, not in a bag. A little fold here in the corner, but that's okay. Hulk Battles the Brute. The Missing Link. So there you go. Let me know. What do you think? You think everything in there would go for at least $10 on eBay? Or do you think I screwed up and should have left some of those books in the multi-book lot assortment? Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe, do all the groovy things. We'll see you soon in another video. But until then, goodbye, good luck, and please be good to each other.